Hi, LinkedIn. Just wanted to talk today about the elephant in the market, IR35. There's a lot of talk, obviously, on here about what HMRC is saying, what certain financial institutions are doing in terms of, I'm not say blanket inside IR35 assessments, but more just blanket policies in terms of going PAYE. I just wanted to talk a bit about what we're actually hearing in the market day to day, one-on-one conversations with contractors, with clients, a bit of a temperature test, and I'd be really keen to hear what others are hearing, because one thing we're not getting, which I think is probably the biggest problem, is clarity. There's still a lot of ambiguity and confusion out there. So my view is I think we all need to have a lot more of a grown-up conversation. I think if you're on the consumer end of this, i.e. a client, you don't need to be scared of hiring contractors. You don't need to be scared of the implications there and doing so outside of IR35. I just think we need to have a real sensible conversation about how that's done going forwards. If you're consuming technical services and you've still got a need to consume technical services, project-based work, an absolutely compliant engagement model outside of IR35 still exists post-April 2020. You just need to be willing to talk about outcome-based deliverables and having a grown-up conversation about working practices. Do you really need to see a bum on a seat every day in the office? What matters to you more, that or the outcome of the project that you need? If it's a data migration, as an example, can you set up milestones of progress within the data migration towards, say, a 3-month period or 6-month period or whatever it might be? And on the contractor side, can you have a sensible conversation around the milestones needed there? So, and payments being aligned to those milestones, right? From a contractor perspective, that's a little bit of a change because you're used to, well, if I go to work, I get paid that day. It's just a little bit of a different way of working, but the ultimate perspective is income can remain the same, and we can all continue to engage. Now, there are roles where genuinely they should be inside IR35. Perhaps it's an operational role that really is very hard to distinguish from another employee, and it's long term. We've got contractors that have been on site somewhere 5-6 years, which it in and of itself doesn't necessarily mean it's inside IR35, but more often than not, particularly operational roles, maybe they should go PAYE. And then there just needs to be a sensible conversation between agency, contractor and client on the financial implications of that. And we're seeing a real mixed bag there from clients and contractors. So most contractors are taking the view, understandably, I want my take-home pay to remain the same. So most calculations tend to come out about 32% of an increase. A lot of the clients that we're speaking to are taking the view of, to be honest with you, disappointingly, some are just taking the view of saying, well, why should we pay the contractors' taxes? I think really, again, and I keep using the term grown-up conversation, but I think there's got to be compromise, right? From all parties, us included. I think the client should probably increase the rate a little bit. I think the contractor should probably accept that the client's probably not going to absorb the full amount to make take-home pay unaffected. So I just think we all need to gear up, and it's going to be a big change in the market. But I don't think it needs to be as debilitating and scary as perhaps it's being made out to be. And as I say, I'm really confident it's still possible to engage with contractors on an outside IR35 basis in a way that is fully compliant and still get your project demands met. So I'm really trying to guard clients against taking that knee-jerk blanket view. I mean, we've seen it in the public sector. Initially, they did take quite a knee-jerk view. Everyone has to go PAYE. I speak to contractors all the time now in the public sector that are working outside of IR35 on outcome-based, deliverable, structured SOWs. It's absolutely doable, and it will be absolutely doable in the private sector. I think we just need to take an objective view and all kind of pull together and not kind of have this us and them mentality that can come out of these types of scenarios. So I'm quietly optimistic. And if you are running your own personal services company or limited company and you wish to engage on outside IR35 contracts post-April. The types of projects we get are typically aligned to data center infrastructure, so converged, hyper-converged infrastructure, data storage, data protection, backup, and then public cloud projects. So specifically aligned GCP, Azure, AWS, everything from engineering roles through to architecture, program manager, program director. Yeah, if any of those are your sweet spots and you'd like to discuss outside IR35 projects post-April, we'd love to have a chat. If anyone's not following Dave Chaplin and you have an interest in IR35, I'm sure literally everyone I'm talking to now probably already does. If you don't, what a source of information he is. Go and check his page out. Cheers, guys. Happy Friday.